Welcome to Georgian Bay Classics. We're here at Mike Jackson's Chevy Cadillac dealer in downtown Collingwood. And look behind me, just a sea of Corvettes as far as the eye can see. We have them here from the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and we have a special guest with us today, John Bull. John Bull is from Oshawa, Ontario, and he's got his gorgeous 72 Corvette Stingray. John, welcome to Georgian Bay Classics. Good to have you here.
Thank you. It's from Aurelia.
You're from Aurelia. Okay. You're from Aurelia. Tell us a little bit about your car, will you please, John?
This is a 1972 Corvette convertible. It is one of 1,263 built. This is the briar blue color that was used by GM on this model and this year of car only. It's equipped with a 350 with a Paxton supercharger. Modifications include a 5-speed transmission, coilover suspension, rack and pinion steering, lowered suspension on the back, stainless steel brake corporation braking system on it, 20-inch wheels.
It's a beautiful car, John. I wondered, would you mind opening the door and letting us have a look
Certainly.
inside? You said 5-speed transmission?
5-speed transmission.
Now, is that a standard thing for this car? Or
No, it is not.
Is that an option?
Option. It's comes factory with a 4-speed transmission. We put the 5-speed transmission in there to lower our RPMs, which will save us quite a bit on fuel.
I bet it does with the 350 for sure.
Yeah, the
Makes a
way,
big
fuel
difference.
mileage is right now.
That interior is absolutely spectacular. Is that original, John?
No, that's a restored interior that I did. It took me a year to restore this car. This was a full frame off, what they call frame off restoration.
And so a suspension, frame, everything. Did you powder coat the frame and did
No.
that as well?
No, the frame was all blasted and cleaned up and then just painted with an epoxy paint.
Can you point out these special Corvette wheels that you have on this car, John?
These wheels were made by Riverside Wheel in California. We had them designed and cut for the car. They're a standard like torque thruster looking wheel, but they're not. In order to get them to fit in there, we had the back spacings had to be cut. And the difference in the what we call the spokes here had to be on a different angle in order to get the tire to fit in there properly.
It's absolutely gorgeous. And what about your braking system? That doesn't look like a stock braking system.
No,
for
the
a Corvette.
brake system is stainless steel braking corporation, and we have the cross-drilled and slotted rotors in here for better braking. They're called a super bite rotor.
That must make a big difference for the sort of the braking capacity of the car.
Makes a large difference on the braking capacity on the car. People build horsepower cars. They put lots of, engine components in and stuff like that, but they forget about their braking power.
You have to stop your car at some point in time, don't you?
Yeah, I was one of them when we got the car first all said and done and wound her up and went to stop. It just didn't have that wowing power that I was comfortable with, so we looked into it, and these seem to be about the best braking on the market for the car, and they work very well.
Looks fabulous. John, I wonder if we might be able to pop the hood and have a
Certainly.
look at the engine. Do you need a hand with that, John? Or
No, I'm okay, thank you.
So tell us about this Paxton system.
Well, this is a very unique system on it. This is a vintage 1962 to 1972 Paxton supercharger. It's number 17 with a vintage blow-through box. The carburetor is inside the box there. Custom things have been done to it, like a standard set of Edelbrock valve covers. We took the logo off the side of the car and embossed it up in on top of the valve covers here.
Is this fitted with electronic ignition as
Yes,
well?
it is. It's an HEI electronic ignition system. The bracketry and pulleys are all the original equipment on it. It's either been ceramic coated or chrome. The intake's all the factory intake on it. We tried to keep as much as possible correct with the mold.
Now, with a big engine like this, you must have done something for the cooling as well, too.
Cooling, yeah, it's a custom-made radiator for it. It's a 4-core radiator in there. Temperature operates around about 180 degrees, and it's fairly consistent. We have an additional 2 electric fans to also help with the clutch fan system.
That's awesome. And then as far as the chroming goes too, John, the fact that the car's been completely chromed up, that's not a standard thing for these cars from 72?
Oh, no. In 1972, the only thing that was chrome on here was the original air breather, the lid on there had chrome on it, and that was it.
You mentioned something very special about this car, and you could maybe talk about in North America where this car sort of sits.
Well, this was one of 1,263 built. In the briar blue color again, in the convertible top. Being a standard 4-speed car. So
it's pretty rare, isn't it?
It's a very unique car, yes.
Any idea what the value of this might be today?
I won't say.
You won't say,
No.
but a lot.
Yes, a lot.
A lot.
Yes.
And as far as the body lines too, they're a fully fiberglass body.
Yes, they are.
And being a fully fiberglass body, are there any concerns that an owner might have with respect to that?
When you start dealing in with horsepower, these cars here were not really designed to take a lot of horsepower that we're putting out nowadays. And you can end up with an area of stress crack problems and stuff. So you have to watch what you're doing. When you go to do your original takeoff on it, if you're taking off from the line, it's not something where you get right into the throttle point and dump the clutch and just get at her. You got to get the clutch out of it and then get on it, and then it'll do its magic.
Great. Just about your convertible top now. Tell us about that as well.
This is just a black manual top. You undo it from the inside, this pops up, and then there's 3 other clips across the top, and then this just folds down in behind this compartment here, and then the compartment closes, so it gives a complete full smooth back.
So there's a complete cover that goes over top of the top as well?
This is the cover here.
Okay.
This cover here, like when you lift the roof up, this here opens up this way, the roof folds down inside of it, and then this here closes. So it gives a complete smooth back on it.
John, there's something very, very special about this particular 72 model car as a Canadian car. Can you share with me a little bit about the history and your passion for these Corvettes?
Well, we've had the great opportunity of being able to be at shows like this to have our car judged. And we went through the series of having it judged as a closed hood car, an open hood car, and then a concourse closed hood prepared car, and a concourse prepared open hood car. And then we had the opportunity to go for Concourse Signature, which is a Canadian judging of Corvettes. We took gold for our class. We had the opportunity then that the Canadian Council of Corvettes nominated the car for a Concourse American show in Dearborn, Michigan, and we were fortunate enough to take gold for our class down there in September of last year.
John, that's absolutely awesome. How long have you been coming to this event?
This event here, probably about 6 years.
Great.
Yes.
Great. And you love it?
Love it.
Love being here. This is the start of the season
Yes,
as
it
well,
is.
too. So for a beautiful sunny day like this, it's a perfect day to get a car like this out.
It doesn't matter what it's like. It's sunny, and this is our first show of the season, and it's a great place.
Tell me, you do some other restorations as well? This is not the only one that you're currently restoring, is that
No,
correct?
I do restoration on cars themselves. So we do right from the Rat Rod series to the Hot Rod to the Corvettes. So we're primary C3 Corvette and vintage cars in general.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Thanks so much, John, for being on Georgian Bay Classics. It's great to have you here today.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, take care.
Enjoy your day.